Hi, my name is Kirk Hendrickson. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and one of the co-founders of Wordly. At Wordly, we provide real-time live captioning and interpretation for churches around the globe who are trying to make their worship services much more inclusive and engaging for those members of the congregation who speak a different language. With Wordly, you're able to communicate in over 67 different languages, all in real time, allowing participants and your congregation to be able to either read along or listen along in real time. During the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a demonstration of how the Wordly system works and tell you about how we have made it easy and affordable to be able to bring real-time simultaneous interpretation to your church services. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So what you can see on this screen right now is that I'm actually providing Wordly in real time in two different languages. So first, we're providing live captions in English on the bottom left side of the screen. Second, we're providing real-time simultaneous interpretation into Spanish. As I mentioned, Wordly supports 67 different languages, and this is one of many ways in which you can provide these to your congregation. In addition to being able to read along, if you wish, someone can actually, from their own personal device, listen along in real time as well in any of the supported languages. Now, with that, I'm going to turn my attention to a little bit about setting the context about why Wordly might be so important for you to consider for your congregation. So, the major issue that you have today is that we live in multilingual communities. And in these multilingual communities, there are so many people who English is not their first language. In fact, 22% of all households in the United States speak another language than English as the first language in their household. What this means is that there is a real challenge for you to be able to grow and communicate to your community as more and more of that percentage, frankly, it just keeps growing every year. And so, because of this, if you want to be able to maintain, sustain, and grow a thriving community within your church, you really want the opportunity to connect to people who want to be part of your worship, but do not necessarily speak English. Or, they may be learning, but they may not be there yet. And so, with a tool like Wordly, you have the ability to easily and affordably provide all of what you're saying in the language of their choice, not just the language of your choice. Now, Wordly does this by using a very simple technique. The simple technique is that we have effectively an organizer who creates what we call a session. The session is then set up. Generally, it's by, when we refer to this as your AV team, but maybe if you were a smaller church, it's literally the technical person who might be in charge of the microphones and the sound system. You get audio that's coming in through your sound system, just like you normally would if you were presenting as a pastor or a guest speaker or a speaker at the services. And when you have that person speak, the audio is then transferred to Wordly via the cloud, where Wordly is able to pick it up and caption it and interpret it in real time. Truly, like what you're seeing here on my screen, this is happening nearly instantaneously, that you're able to receive both the captions and the simultaneous interpretation. As I said, could be as many as 67 different languages all simultaneously. This makes it very easy for your attendees to be able to follow along because they can, number one, you can set it up on a screen like this where you can show in multiple languages. Number two, they could use their own mobile device where they simply scan a QR code. And once they've scanned the QR code, they're able to view along on their own mobile device, seeing in the language of their choice. In addition, from that mobile device, if they happen to have their headset with them, they can plug in their headsets and be able to listen in that same language that they prefer. So a lot of options for you on how you can provide this language interpretation in real time to anyone that would like to follow along in a language other than that of the speaker. Now, with Wordly, as I mentioned, we have clients around the globe who are using this to help bring their congregations closer together by bridging those language barriers. Here are just a few examples for Christ Community Church, Timberline Church, and Apostolic Christian Church. We also show you some of the different ways in which they are able to present Wordly and interact with Wordly. Sometimes it's done on a separate display in maybe in a smaller setting. On larger settings, you might show it literally on the screen like we're doing here, or you might do like shown on the right-hand side in the bottom where you use your mobile phone. And so you provide a QR code that people can just simply scan and then be able to follow from their mobile phone. Or alternatively, if you have moved your churches to being both online and in person, you can also have Wordly be used in your virtual services. And so you can be shown in a virtual environment, whether that be through Zoom or MS Teams or Google Meet or some other platform that you have for your virtual environments. So many different ways that you have to allow you to provide this real-time simultaneous interpretation. Wordly is, of course, used predominantly for weekly services, but many of our clients actually use this for quite a bit more. So we use this for community outreach to really connect with the community. It's being used in Bible studies. It's being used for youth services and workforce development, as well as staff training and meetings. So a variety of different ways that you can use Wordly to be able to better communicate and connect with your community. In addition, it can be used, as we showed you, in a variety of different formats, whether that's in person, whether that's virtual, webinars, videos like what we're doing here, and with quite a few different options for your attendees to be able to follow along on their own personal devices and to be able to have you connect with whatever level of sophisticated AV system you have, whether it's something very complex for a large venue, down to being able to use Wordly just if you have a mobile phone. So a variety of ways that Wordly can work for you wherever you are, however you need it to work. This is why so many churches have selected Wordly to be their partner in providing multilingual communication, live captions, and interpretation for their communities. So with that, we've got a great customer feedback that we have received over time about how this breaks the language barriers. As you can see, this is some specific feedback that we've received from the churches that we work with. We actually have many case studies as well that are available on our website from many of our customer churches. And would love you to go check those out to learn more about how they have used Wordly and the success that they've had in breaking those language barriers. So with that, I would love you to contact us if you have any questions to learn more about Wordly, to set up a demo. You're happy to reach out to contact@wordly.ai, or if you'd like, go to our website where you can request a demo and learn more about Wordly. I appreciate you having spent a few minutes with me today, and I hope to hear from you soon.